fail, it's a process of progress, even though it's not progress. So I explain what the problem is. I've got too much cogging now, and I can't get this thing to run faster than 926 RPM, and that's without my canopies on. I have had to use the drill to get this thing up to speed. The only good news is it's balanced well, as in physical balance. It's good on that, but I've got too much cogging. I've even set the magnets, all the magnets further back. I've printed some shims and I've had to remove one of the magnets on one side. So there's something seriously wrong with my segment arrangement. Very disappointing. It's losing speed as well, so it's not going to keep up. So I've got to basically work out what the problem is. I'll try and speed it up a bit with my drill, because I don't want to increase the current, because we're already at 300 milliamps and I can't go any higher than that. So let's just use the drill to get this thing speeding up, and I'll show you what I mean. Oops, I don't want it to pivot on me. Right. Oh, I've knocked it out away from my RPM sensor. Right, so I pushed it up to about 1800 with my drill, but it's slowing down. Obviously I haven't got the canopies on. Yeah, I have a serious problem somewhere and I haven't figured it out. Yeah, I'll explain something to you. You see, every change to the segments is amplified by 24 times. That noise is the shims. It's the nanocrystalline material that's oscillating with the magnetic field flux lines. So every change that I make to the segment design is amplified by 24 times, because there's a total of 24 segments. So if I make a slight change to one, obviously that amount of change is amplified by each segment that's the same, you see. So the slightest change makes a huge difference. We're talking about fractions of a millimeter. Now, my original design, as I explained before, worked very well. So what I need to do is go back to my SketchUp model. I've got to get some more filament as well, because I have run out of filament. That is all the filament I've got, so I don't have enough filament to print any more segments right now. So I'm really peeved off, actually, because it's been like a week or two to sort this lot out, and I can transplant the nanocrystalline material across to new segments, yes, but what I have to do is devise some sort of measuring method. Instead of replicating another problem, I want to find a way of measuring the drag effect on one segment versus these segments and compare it to the other segments I've done as well. So I think I know what the problem is. I have a suspicion I know what it is, but I'm not positive. As you can see, it's slowing right down. It's holding up. It's holding at about 951 RPM, but that's no good. It's no good at all. because it's barely able to sustain its own speed right now. In fact, when it stops, I can't get the damn thing started unless I use the drill to get it started. It's still slowing down. Yeah, it's dropping like it. It's slowing down. So it's no good like that. I have to go back and figure out, or I could flip my segments around the other way. I could reverse them and see if that actually improves, but I don't think it's going to improve it because there's no coils on there. I've got no canopies fitted on here, you see, so I don't see how I'm going to really gain anything by even reversing this and running it backwards, because I could do that as well. I could turn the polarity around and run it backwards instead of flipping the cores around. So yeah, I was hoping that we would be able to do a test tomorrow, but it looks like we're in a hole right now, and I'm really pissed off. Yeah, I was really hoping that we would get something. So I mean, we're talking about fractions of a millimeter. Let me just turn this off a minute. But the only good thing is it's balanced. It's not out of balance. That's the only good thing. I'm just gonna unclip this. Right. You can tell by the noise that there's a serious problem. That's the magnetic field through the nanocrystalline material. It's acting like a brake, right? So, and the cogging's really bad. So having these nanocrystalline materials in that shape, that might be the problem. What I can do though, is I can swap out the segments and put some of the original segments back in. Right, I could leave those in, the moon shaped ones, these shaped ones. I could leave those in, swap out these other ones, put the original ones back in there in those positions, and try it that way to see if that reduces the drag. Because somehow, I'm not sure if it's these that's causing the extra drag, or if it's these that's causing the extra drag, or if it's these C pieces that are put in on the ends there, you know, these bits right on the end of the array. Because these arrays are designed to basically cancel drag, but for some reason I think it might be the C's on here, because I've got them everywhere now. I've got them there, I've got one there. That's the only major difference, apart from the parallel ones, which I've extended. So the parallel ones are longer now. Just trying to find my pointy thing. So if I turn this around into the light a bit better, I might see better. Just give me a sec to turn it around. Right, so these sections are the additions, which I've got there and there and on every single segment. Now, as I said, this is additive, so every single one of these you multiply it 24 times, because, well, actually not 24, let me think a minute. Yeah, 24, yeah, because there's 12 of these on this side of the rotor, and there's another 12 on the other side of the rotor. So if I turn this around, we've got them on this side too. So the only thing I can think of doing is, focus, is to take the nanocrystalline material out of these C sections. But that's a big job to do, because I've kind of glued them in. It's going to be a bit tricky getting them out. Or I could flip these the other way around. That's another way of doing it. I could take this this section out, this segment out, and put this segment on the other side and the one on the other side on this side, so that it's actually reversed. So it will balance things out again. So that's another thing I was thinking I could try to compensate with this drag I've got. Yeah, so it's just a bit of a nightmare at the moment. I also had to remove one magnet out of each one of these slots all the way around, so basically I removed 24 magnets altogether because it was so bad I couldn't even get the thing started. So yeah, there's something seriously wrong and I'm trying to work out what it is. Yeah, so I'm not sure if it's too much coupling now or if it's the fact that I'm folding the flux around and it's latching onto the previous magnet and basically braking, acting like a brake instead of yeah. So it's not doing what I originally designed it to do. So yeah, oh dear me, it's disappointing, I know, but like I said earlier, there's no such thing as a mistake if you learn from it. The only thing is I've got to learn what the mistake is. Alright, so yeah, feel free to post a comment and see what you think. But yeah, I'm going to get some sleep because I've been at this for ages, and at least my bearing caps work. They're good. Bearings are clear. I know that. Yeah. So yeah, the cogging's pretty bad. This is how many extra magnets I've taken a load of magnets out because it was too strong. This is the sort of thing that happens sometimes. So does it run faster this way? No, not really. It doesn't make any difference which way I spin it. So yeah, I've been thinking about this for about half an hour and I thought I better make a video because I don't want you all waiting for me to do a test tomorrow, eagerly waiting to see a test when I can't do a test because the flipping thing doesn't run. So yeah, I thought I'd better do an update now. So yeah, I'm going to have to think about this for a few days and I'm going to have to swap some segments out, and I've got the original segments. And I have neatly packaged all the original segments I took out. Right, you see there's not a great deal of difference except in the C, what was that? In the C sections there's no nanocrystalline, you see, in these C sections. That's the only thing that's really different apart from the closer coupling. So I packaged them all together so that they don't get mixed up with that lot down there. I wouldn't get them mixed up really because they're different anyway, but I put them all together so I've got them in order. So I might have to basically use some of those. Yeah, it is disappointing, but this is what happens sometimes. It's like I said, sometimes it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. That's the way experimentation goes. You can't expect to constantly make progress. It's like when you're walking down a muddy road. Sometimes you get stuck and you find yourself in a swamp and you've got to walk back a few yards and to go around the swamp. Well, that's life. We've kind of hit a swamp. Thanks for watching.